Minister, on behalf of the federal government, sympathized with African leaders on the sad passing of a Pan-African leader and President of Tanzania, John Magufuli, saying his demise has robbed the continent of one of its finest public figures. In Abuja, Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Manpower development in Nigeria's hospitality and tourism sector is to receive a boost with the inauguration of the Governing Board for Skills Council of the industry. Members of the board's professionals are drawn from the public and private sectors. David Aire reports.
The constitution of our Governing Board and Board of Trustees for the Hospitality and Tourism Sector Skills Council of Nigeria is in pursuance of the federal government's blueprint to revitalize and bring professionalism to the sector, which is one of the highest employers of labor in Nigeria. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, represented by the Permanent Secretary in the ministry, appealed for proper certification of the sector's workforce.
You are aware that the hospitality and tourism sector has been worst hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. We have a lot of work to do, to ensure that this sector is brought up, to the expectations of the ministry.
To look into how we can bridge the challenges of skills gap, and to also address other emerging challenges and crises in the industry.
The board is also to develop a database through which those who operate in the sector are not just known, but their roles and mode of operations also spelled out to meet global best practices.
The employers, they are aware of what skills they want in the organizations. For example, we're talking about the travel agents, the hoteliers, tour operators, people running destinations. They know the skills. So the job there for the country just to look into all those skill needs and come up with what you call national or regional standards.
Even if somebody is patronizing, I should say, look, I'm a qualified food vendor. I'm not operating just like that without due recognition.
While the Board of Directors has 8 members, the Board of Trustees has 12 professionals drawn from across the country. In Abuja, David Aire, NTA News.
In other news, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, is appreciating the National Assembly for exhibiting a high sense of responsibility and patriotism in the work done so far towards the passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill. Addressing journalists on the current status of the bill, the minister said, if passed into law next month as promised, the nation's economy will be significantly impacted as the country strives for a sustainable future. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
Flanked by the Group Managing Director of the NNPC and the Executive Secretary of PTDF, the Minister of State Petroleum Resources dwelled extensively on the objectives, possible gains and impact of the Petroleum Industry Bill on the nation's economy.
It will create additional infrastructure across petroleum value chain. Critical infrastructure will be developed utilizing the incremental revenue from increased petroleum activities. Greater confidence will be engendered and certainty in petroleum industry, which will lead to increased investment, increased employment, which will lead to increased prosperity for Nigerians, additional taxes from increased activities, and more businesses coming into the tax bracket.
Giving details on the remarkable achievements recorded so far in the petroleum subsector since coming to office, Mr. Silva takes pride in steering Nigeria incrementally away from oil to gas, where the future of the country lies.
I'm quite happy that we are beginning to steer the country away gradually from oil, because I believe that this is something that we omitted to do as a country for a long time. And this is really where the linkages with the economy happens mostly. You can imagine if we are able to develop from gas to power, from gas to fertilizer plants, from gas to chemical plants, from gas to petrochemicals. You can see the kind of incremental effect it will have on the economy of Nigeria and the jobs that it will create. I believe that it can create a lot of value If we want to diversify this economy, the best way, I believe, to diversify Nigeria's economy is to go gas.
Already, he said, 2021 to 2030 has been declared a decade of gas, and with the AKK gas pipeline project, the National Gas Expansion Program, leading to the launch of the Auto Gas Program, as well as the planned takeoff of domestic gas program, Nigeria is indeed on the right course. The Group Managing Director of the NNPC used the opportunity to confirm that with consumers now buying petrol at 162 naira per litre instead of the actual price of between 211 to 234 naira, the difference is being carried in the books of the National Oil Company to the tune of between 100 to 120 billion naira monthly.
And I can confirm to you that NNPC may no longer be in position to carry that burden, because we have our own issues, and that's why eventual exit from this is completely inevitable. When that will happen, I do not know, but I know that there are engagements that are going on. Government is very concerned about the natural impact of price increases to our transportation and other consumer segments of our society. And as soon as those engagements are taken to very logical conclusions, but I'm sure that the market price of these PMS will be allowed to play at the right time.
The State House media briefing, fifth in its series, is put together by the Presidential Communications team to get Nigerians better informed on the achievements of the Buhari presidency. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
The battle for Cameroon Africa Cup of Nations 2022 rages on. It's Nigeria versus Benin Republic in Porto Novo on Saturday, 27th March, with the second game against Lesotho coming up on Tuesday, 30th March at the Tesla Balogun Stadium, Lagos, live on the network service of NTA. Kickoff is 4:30 p.m. for both matches. Take advantage of this great opportunity and partner with us. For adverts and sponsorship, please contact Bola on 0803 7044 286, Hawa 0803 3121 022, Betsy 0803 3324 328, or Taigeige on 0803 7000 799.
From Samuel to get in on goal, slips his way through!
Don't be left out as the Super Eagles fly over the squirrels and the crocodiles.
Tuning in. I am Lydia Odije Ochi.
Ignatius Nkwo for Deadline 360.
In Kano, Fatima Sanusi Karaye, Deadline 360.
A closer system of government to the people over the years, observers say, has been involved in several.
The Gbagi Adorable Marriage Festival remains a sacred obligation.
For Deadline 360, Justina Etam. Efik language, otherwise known as Iko Efik, is a native language of...
Thank you for joining us. I am Lydia Odije Ochi.
NTA, you can't beat the This is the network service of the NTA.
When two agencies with a common destiny come together to fight modern-day slavery, human trafficking, the results are obvious. This is the story behind the visit of the Director General of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Mrs. Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, to Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, Chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. The parley is indeed exciting, but that wouldn't be all. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission built synergies with the Office of the Chief of Defense Staff to bring on board diaspora experts in defense and security architecture. And the episode is incomplete without suicide notes from our momatrician. It is loaded and simply unmissable. This is The Diaspora, and I'm Koinsola Adetumbi. Stay tuned. Organ harvesting, prostitution, domestic slavery, and human trafficking were among the issues discussed by NAPTIP and NIDCOM. Take a listen.
NAPTIP has a mandate to coordinate all the national crime prevention and law enforcement resources to stamp out human trafficking. We operate under the 5 strategies of policy, creating policies and implementing them. We do the prevention, we also do the protection, prosecute, and also we partner with every organ of society. Permit me to share this opportunity, to use this opportunity to share our renewed vision. Nigeria as a country has always had a response towards fighting human trafficking. In fact, as far as the African continent is concerned, we're leading the fight. But it's very important that we're intentional